What's going on, brothers? It's your dude, International Passport, here again for yet another classic live stream. How are you brothers doing? Press a one to chat if my audio is loud and clear. How's my audio, brothers? Press a one if my audio is loud and clear. Wonderful. Shout out to you, Marvin Lloyd. Shout out to you, Nate Kelly, John, Mike Lawrence, Frank Harris. Shout out to you, brothers. Mr. International, shout out to you too, brother. So, brothers, welcome. We are here for yet another classic travel live stream where we will be breaking down Estonia. First and foremost, brothers, I want to say hit the like button as you come in and make sure you hit the super chats to support the channel, hit the cash app to support the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. Already, shout out to Mr. Evan Yearwood for the $4.99 super chat. Much appreciated, Evan. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you. I am very excited for this stream. Me too. Thank you, Evan Yearwood. Much appreciated for the super chat. Thank you, brother. Yes, so support the channel. In this live stream, we'll be speaking about the brother's experience in traveling to Estonia. So we have the brother Jimbe back again for another classic live stream. And shout out to my old subscribers for supporting the channel over the few years. And shout out to my new subscribers for joining the powerful international passport movement. Mr. Jimbe Travels, please introduce yourself to the panel, who you are, where you're from in America, what you do, why you started traveling in the first place, and then we'll go from there afterwards. So the floor is yours, Jimbe.
Good evening, everybody. This is Junbei Travels. I am originally from Queens, New York, and I've lived in Los Angeles, California for about 20 years on and off. I'm an actor in LA, do commercials and voiceover work. And I have been traveling since 2011 to Europe, particularly Central and Eastern Europe. I have found that to be the most appealing. I like the women from that part of the world, and I like the history because that part of Europe it's older, so it has a lot more history. Some of those cities are up to like 1,000 years old, and they're very well preserved. And traveling for me, it came just because I wanted to kind of get out of America when I was going through something. I went through a breakup, and then like a year later, I started traveling, and I wish I had traveled sooner than that, But I'm really glad that I got my passport together and started traveling when I did, and I've been hooked on it ever since.
Fantastic, brother. So we're here to speak about your experience in Estonia. Where did you travel to in Estonia, brother? What cities or what city did you travel to, and why did you go to Estonia?
So one of my goals always, I've mentioned in previous streams, is I like to go to countries that typically Westerners don't know about or Westerners don't really go to, because that way I actually feel like I'm on vacation, because for me it's not just the physical part of being on vacation, but it's like the mental part. So excuse me, I want to feel like I'm somewhere else. And being that I love Europe so much, I decided, like, okay, I'm going to go to some other countries that typically people don't go to. So um, I went to Estonia because I had already been to Poland and some other countries, and I just wanted to kind of mix it up. So I originally traveled to Estonia in 2017, and I was in Tallinn, which is like the biggest city, and I believe it's the capital. And it's near the Baltic Sea, so there's a lot of ports and stuff like that. And then there's some small towns that are outside of Tallinn. So there's one city called Petrie, which is it's like a little beach town, little boat dock town. And I went there, but I guess it's all considered Tallinn. So really, I was just in Tallinn, but I just took a day and went to Petrie, Estonia, which is like the beach town as well. But it was beautiful, and I really had a good time.
Okay, thank you, brother. Um, so going straight into it, brothers, right? Are the women in Tallinn, Estonia, checking for brothers, Junpei?
Yes, in my experience, yes, they are. I was there, and you know, like many other countries or many other cities in Eastern Europe, like the women, they just had a really nice elegance about them. I was getting some of those looks of curiosity as I was walking the streets or like walking through the malls or in certain restaurants, and a lot of beauty and yeah, so they were checking for brothers, and I met a woman that I cold approached when I was there, and I met her. She was standing in line at an ATM, and she was really tall, beautiful blonde woman, and she had like this really. It was cold. It was cold when I was there. It was October, but that part of Europe, it's a little bit colder than other places because it's north and it's right by the sea. So, she had this really like bubble coat on, really cool jacket, and I just went up to her and I complimented her on her jacket. And when I started talking to her, her entire energy was so inviting. Like she smiled and she looked like she was happy that I was speaking with her. And I introduced myself and told her I was from the United States and everything. And she was very curious and just very open. And long story short, we spoke for like 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, she invites me to go to a wine tasting with her. She was on her way to a wine tasting with some of her colleagues, and she invited me to come with her. And I accepted. And then I ended up going to this wine tasting and met all her colleagues and friends, and ended up spending the rest of the evening with this woman and her friends. So it was really cool.
Very interesting, brother. Very interesting. Great story. Um, okay, so they're checking for brothers. Why do you think they check for brothers heavy in Thailand, Estonia? What's the main cause of that? Why?
Um, I think that you know there's not a lot of us there, so there's an intrigue there. They're interested in us. I think the women there are attracted to a lot of brothers. Um, there are some African brothers there because I met this one girl that on Tinder when I was there, and this girl worked at a bar. She was a manager of a bar in this bar, and she's like gorgeous, blonde, super blonde girl, pale skin, but really pretty girl. But she managed this bar, and this bar, she worked with like all African dudes. This was like an African bar that was in Estonia. It was in Tallinn, right? So, but it was like an African bar, and like all the brothers who worked there were from like different parts of Africa, and like they played like this really funky, like good, like kind of like funky, jazzy, like South African music, kind of mixed with jazz fusion kind of thing. So it was like a cool spot. And then that girl that I met, on Tinder, we just chopped it up on Tinder for a little bit, and she invited me to come meet her for the first time at the bar, and I got there before she did. So I took an Uber over there, and I was sitting waiting for her to show up. I had a drink and everything, and she comes in, and we give each other a hug, and we start talking, and it was like we knew each other for years or something. I mean, that we were just connecting like so heavy, so quick, and she was like touching my arm and touching my hand when we were talking, and even in front of her coworkers and stuff. And it was just like, and she even said it herself. She was like, I feel like I've known you forever. So I
Ah,
think like those women are like just so easy. Like in Thailand, Estonia, those women are very easygoing. Like once you talk to them, they're very easy to just kind of like melt into a situation, melt into a conversation. They're very open, much different than like Riga, Latvia, where the women are a little bit colder and it takes a little bit more work. But in Estonia, they're just like, those women are just so sweet, so nice.
oh, okay. Wonderful, bro. This is great to hear so far. Very great. Um, so let me ask this question. And brothers, get the likes up, brothers, and of course, brothers, please hit the cash out, brothers. Hit the super chats to support the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you, brothers. Thank you. So next question for you, Junbei, is let's see. Um, are Estonian women feminine?
Oh yeah, yeah. They're very feminine. They are. You know how I would the way that I would differentiate Estonian women from like maybe Latvian women, because Latvia you have a lot of Russians, like 40% Russian, and then Latvian, but in Estonia it's more Estonians than Russians. But Estonian women, what I really notice about them is the elegance level is like up there. It's like really really up there. It's like elegance like on steroids. Like the way that they kind of carry themselves and the way that they dress and everything just seems like so together and on point. And then their demeanor, like the women that I came in contact with, was like they were just so smooth and so calm and very feminine. So I would say that they're feminine on steroids, particularly in Thailand for sure.
Feminine on steroids. Whoa,
Yeah,
that's crazy, brother.
yeah.
Ooh, wonderful. Okay,
Yeah,
that's great to hear.
like there's a woman that I've befriended on Facebook, and I'll say hello to her every once in a while and stuff. I haven't even met her yet, right? But I was chatting with her on Facebook, and she's from Thailand. She lives in Estonia, and I really want to meet this woman because like she is so elegant, like so high class, so beautiful, and it's just from looking at her photos and just chatting with her briefly on Facebook Messenger, and I'm just like, man, I can't wait to get back to Estonia just to meet this woman. But there's a lot of women like that in that country. They have a very like high class kind of like energy about them, but they don't seem pretentious about it, if that makes any sense.
Okay, thanks for that, brother. Thank you, brother. Last question for you, brother, is can we break down the demographics of women we'll meet in Tallinn, Estonia? Is it mostly white women? Can we meet some Asian women there, some black women there, some Latina women there? Break it down for us, bro.
Yeah, so you're going to meet mostly Estonian women, white women. Um, you're always whenever in certain European countries and cities, you're always going to meet like Germans. Like Germans are kind of everywhere, So you'll meet some German women too that are around. Um, but again, that's white, and then you're going to meet some Russian women because it used to be Soviet occupied, so there's some Russian influence, just not as much as Latvia. And then I've seen some black women there, but they're mainly African. So you're gonna see a few black women here and there, not a whole lot, but you'll see some. And then I've seen some Asian women there too, because Estonia is super super like um, it's a super tech place. Like especially Thailand, there's a lot of tech industry there. Like matter of fact, they have some of the fastest Wi-Fi in that country because they got their fiber optics later, so it's newer. So the Wi-Fi is like really really fast. It is usually free wherever you go, um, and also like Skype, for example, was created in Estonia. I think before they got bought by like Microsoft or whoever bought them out. So yeah,
Wow.
it's always been like a techie type of place, and so it's very tech. So if there's any brothers that work in tech or like are interested in working overseas in tech, like Estonia would be a good place. And then there's some Americans there too, that have gone there for work. Like the woman that I met who invited me to the wine tasting, her best friend was this American chick, and she's been living in Estonia. At the time, she had been living in Estonia for, I think, like 6 years. And so it's longer now, but it was like 6 years. And what they were telling me is like Estonia is actually one of the easier countries to get like residency or like citizenship if you're like from another country, or especially if you're from the West, if you're from America. It's like the process is an easier thing. So you can pursue residency, so you can work there, or you can pursue they have something called e-residency, which is like an online residency, so you can have like a bank account there, you can work there, do commerce there, and then also to live there as well. So yeah, yeah. I mean, there's some diversity, but it is mainly going to be Caucasian white women there.
Okay, thanks for that, brother. Shout out to Nate Kelly for the £2, 3 pence cash app. Thank you, Nate Kelly. Much appreciated, brother. Good evening, IP. Hope all is good. Yes, indeed. Thank you, bro. Nate Kelly. Much appreciated for the support. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you. Next question for you, Junbei, is prostitution a problem there in Tallinn, Estonia?
I don't think so. I mean, I wouldn't know anything about prostitution there. I didn't see any traces of that when I was there. Um, and even different from the times that I've gone to Poland or go to Budapest, Hungary, or Prague, Czech Republic. Like, never got solicited by anybody to tell me to try to come into a strip club, which is usually means something else. Like, never in Estonia, no. Like, I did not see any sort of prostitution that I would know about whatsoever. I didn't see that at all.
Okay, thanks for that, brother. Next question for you, brother, is on a scale to 10, and on average, how good looking are Estonian women in the face? That's one part. And how good looking are they in the body? So that's two scores you got to give us out of 10, bro.
Okay, so in the face of the scale of one to 10, I would say I would give them in the face. I would say 8.
Oh,
Okay. Like you're like there's a lot of 8s, right? Of course, there's going to be some 10s, but I would say average would be like 7, 8, and then the body. There's okay. So that country again, that country has a lot of tall women, a lot of very slim, tall women. So if you're into that look, then you're going to be very happy. You're going to be very satisfied with what you see. So you don't see. I didn't see any overweight women at all when I was there, especially there. Like the woman that I met who invited me to the wine tasting, she was like an avid runner. So her and her friend would get up and run like every morning. Like at least 5 to 7 miles every day, and she was so like slim and tall and just beautiful. It's really elegant, and there's a lot of women with that style, that type of body. So there's a lot of slender women there, like they're very slim, and they'll have curves in the right places, and then of course you may see maybe some women that maybe have a little bit wider hips or more curvaceous figure, but most of the women that I saw there were tall and slim, or they were average height and just normal body type. So the body types, I would, again, it depends on what you're into, and I like tall, slim women. Like I like that. It's one of the things that I like a lot. Um, I would give them an 8 in body type as well. So
brother,
go
carry on,
ahead.
bro. Carry on.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean that's what I was gonna say. I was just gonna say I would give them an 8 in the face, average, and an 8, 7, 8 in body type, depending on what you're into as well. But I mean, of course, you're always going to have a variation of that. You're always going to have some dimes around that kind of fit the whole thing. And I do notice that a lot of the older the women get, of course, like say you have a tall woman who's like really slim, and then like say if when she gets older, like the older ones, like maybe like the ones that are in their like late 30s and into 40s or whatever and older, they'll just fill out a little bit more. So like they're still tall, but then like the hips get a little wider, the ass gets a little bigger. It just kind of fill out. But they're very slim generally.
Brother, define to us what you feel is a tall woman.
Oh man, like I mean, tall to me is like 5'10" and up.
Okay,
That's
that's
tall to
tall.
me. I mean, like I'm 5'11", and so a lot of the women that I met there, they were like maybe a slightly shorter than me or equal height or taller. So, the woman that I met, who I went to the wine tasting with, she was taller than me. She was like at least she was like 6'1" or something. She was like super tall, super tall. And matter of fact, man, like okay, so I met her, and she takes me to this wine tasting, and I meet some of her colleagues and stuff. And then this happened earlier in the week. I think I met her on a Tuesday, right? And then the first the first couple of my first 2 days there, I stayed at a hostel because sometimes when I go somewhere, I would stay at a hostel just for the first couple of days, just to maybe meet other travelers and stuff like that. And then I got my own place, and I got an Airbnb. So I had an Airbnb set up for like the rest of the time that I was there, which was like another 6 days that I was there. So when we left the wine tasting, she had a pretty busy week with work that week, and she told me that she's gonna be really busy. But I think Friday she was going to be available. So I said to her, I was like, I'd love to see you again. Maybe we get together Friday. I was like, I love to cook. 'Cause I like to cook. I was like, if you want, I want to invite you over to the apartment for dinner, or we can go out. And when I told her that I wanted to cook for her, like, she was so happy. She was like, oh, I would love that. She was like, I would love for you to cook. I was like, or if you prefer to go out, we can go out. She was like, no, 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 no. I want you to cook. Right. So like, she came over my place, the apartment that I rented, later that week, and we had like a great evening together. Like, I cooked and everything. And she even told me, like, we were sitting eating, and we were like watching like Netflix or something. And she turned to me and she asked me, she said, how did you have the courage to speak to me? Because a lot of men won't talk to me, because I guess, like, if a woman's really tall, like, a lot of guys are kind of like scared to talk to her. And I was just like, I don't really think about it. It's just, I just come up to you, approach you like a normal person, and just talk. So she was actually happy that I spoke to her, because I guess, like, I got a lot of guys don't. So yeah, it was nice, man.
Thank you, brother. Next question for you, brother, is feminism a problem there in Tallinn and Estonia?
Uh, no, I don't think it's a problem, but I know there's some feminists there. Like, there's some, like the girl that I know who worked at the bar with the African brothers. I wouldn't really say she's a feminist, but she's definitely like more on the liberal side for sure. But she's cool though. Like, it's not like a liberal or feminist type girl from the States. Like, she's very cool. Because they had, like, during the George Floyd situation, they had like some Black Lives Matter protests in Estonia. And I was chatting with her on WhatsApp. Like, we keep in touch, every now and then. And she was showing me pictures of how she participated in this march. And it was kind of like she did like a women's march thing as well. But it's just not as big of a movement over there as it is like in the West. So I don't perceive it as being a problem, because most of the women there are going to they're elegant and conservative in a family values type of way, and then but they're more, I guess they would be more liberal thinking, but they're still pleasant to be around.
Okay, thank you, brother. Brothers, get the likes up, brothers. Get the cash apps up. Get the super chats up, brothers. Another great stream. Thank you, brother. Shout out to Jay Bones. What's up, Jay Bones, for the $2 super chat? That's a brother right there. Appreciate you, Jay Bones. Estonia, gold, non-religious, sexy dimes everywhere. Yes, indeed. Jay Bones says that. Much appreciated, Jay Bones. I know you're going to call in and speak on that later. Appreciate you, Jay Bones. Thank you, brother. Next question for you, Junbei, is, let's see. Do they speak English, or do we have to learn their language to communicate with them?
No, everybody speaks English. Everybody speaks English, because I mean, especially it being such a tech place, like a tech city, like, everybody speaks English there, and they speak great English. So you don't need to know Estonian, you don't need to know Russian, nothing like that. You don't need to know German. If you do know those languages, that's awesome. That's always a good thing to know how to converse in other languages. But everybody speaks great English in Estonia, especially there, because it's such a business tech spot. And then, so for business purposes, people want to be able to speak great English, and they really do.
Okay, thank you, brother. Can you come across, did you come across rich women, and were those rich women checking for brothers in Tallinn, Estonia?
Yes, I did come across some rich women, and yes, those rich women are checking for brothers. um, the wine tasting that I went to was actually, it was at the French Chamber of Commerce, and the women there were like, there was some wealthy women there, and it was funny because it's interesting that she invited me to this thing, because, and this is how this just shows you how cool like those women are, because I wasn't even dressed for the occasion. Like I had, like, I was chilling, like I was just walking around sightseeing, taking pictures. I think I was about to go get some coffee or something, and then I saw her and approached her. She was more like dressed up. I just had jeans on. I mean, I was decent. Like I had, my trench coat on and some jeans, and I might have some sneakers on or something like that, or maybe some casual shoes. But she invited me to the thing, so I was like the most dressed down person there. But they were all still interested. Like the people I met were very nice, and they were all still interested in me and stuff. And so I was talking to some other women there, and they all seemed like very like high end, very high class, and they were like really really interested and curious about me and who I was. And so I would say, yeah, that the women, regardless of their financial status or their social status, wealthy women as well, would be checking for brothers. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you, bro. Um, J Bone, do you mind removing your latest comment? The reason why you got the K, you know, what's it called? The Russian thing K, ending with G, ending with B. YouTube looks up for words like that. Appreciate J Bones, thank you. Um, so next question for you, brother, is let's see. Um, hmm, Jealousy against black men. Did you experience that? Did you see any sort of jealousy against black men from the locals?
No, no jealousy towards me. I didn't get any hint of that at all. Matter of fact, the the guys that I met there were very nice. Like when, again, that wine tasting, everybody was so open and so so nice to me. No jealousy, no evil looks. Didn't see any of that. Matter of fact, this is funny. Like when I first arrived there, right? Got off the plane, took the train to the city, or took an Uber into I guess my hostel at the time, and then I started walking around the city. They had like this is funny. They had all of these billboards, right, of like the rapper Nelly everywhere, right, and like in the dates was like, oh, Nelly's gonna be here performing like next week, so he was coming like the following week. So like it was like a big deal. Like Nelly was coming to like Tallinn, Estonia to perform, and I'm just like, yo, like Nelly. I was like, Nelly's old school rapper popping over here in Tallinn, Estonia, and they had commercials on TV playing about the performance. So they seem to like just soak up like black culture over there a lot. They seem to be very like interested in black culture, across the board. So no hatred, no jealousy from other dudes at all when I was there.
Thank you, brother. Wonderful. How easy is it to deal with different women at once? Can you have a main chick and side chicks without any problems, or do Estonian women expect you to be the only man in their lives and be the only woman in their lives? They don't really do that side chick stuff.
Mm, okay, so the girl that I know who worked at the bar, she doesn't seem like the type that would go for a guy having like multiple girls, right? But some of the other women seem like they would be okay with it. But I don't know. It's hard to say. The problem is though, it's really, that city is really not that big, right? So it's almost like if you try to get away with having like a couple of chicks, right, without telling, without your women knowing that you have other women, you're going to run into your other woman somewhere because it's like it's not that big of a city, like it's not that big of a place. So it would be, I think you would have a hard time trying to sneak around with other women in that place because you're going to end up running into your main chick for sure. So because it seems like a lot of people just know each other and you're very likely to run into some situations. So I don't, I guess it depends on the woman. I don't know if certain women there would want you to be with other women, or if they would be cool, with you dating other women. I think some would, some wouldn't. But in terms of a guy trying to go there, trying to be a player and sneak around and thinking he's not going to be seen or caught, like I would say it would be almost impossible there, because it's not that big of a city to get away with something like that. Like, it's not New York, it's not LA. So yeah, I think that would get a little tricky.
Thank you, brother. Um, what do you feel like they have high body counts, the Estonian women, or they have low body counts? And can you also find virgins out there as well, bro?
I think their body counts are probably low. Honestly, I think their body counts would be low. I mean, the girl that I know, who worked at the bar. I mean, I can't really speak on what her body count would be. Her body count just might be normal for her age, but I wouldn't say that they have high body counts. I didn't get that vibe from them at all. Now, you never know, because a lot of women, they may come across as innocent, and they may have like high body counts, and then the ones that kind of come across as wild, they're just kind of fronting, and they may have low body counts. So it's hard to tell. But I would say generally, no, I don't think they have high body counts. I mean, I think the women in Europe that probably have the highest body counts are probably like German chicks. Probably have the highest body counts. So I'm pretty sure German women got high body counts. I'm pretty certain on that. But no, not there. I don't think so.
Okay, thank you, brother. Next question for you, brother, is are Estonian women wifeable, in your opinion?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're wifeable. They're super feminine, man. They're like really elegant. They're traditional. They're traditional. So they're traditional without being like religious or anything like that. So they're like, they take care of their men. I think they would be like loyal girlfriends and loyal wives. And like, they're just so, I mean, in my experience, the women that I met were just so like easygoing. I mean, like beautiful women, but then when you talk to them, they're just so easy to talk to. Like, I mean, like, I don't think it was ever that easy, me like approaching and just easily just like getting invited to something like that, like right away when I approached this woman. And then and then immediately, like, when the night's ending and we're leaving and I invite her to my place for dinner, and she's like so like gung ho about it, like she's happy that I'm gonna invite her over for dinner. And then she came over and we had like a beautiful, so it's like just the ease of those women and just the elegance combined. I would say yes, that they're wifeable. I think
Okay,
they would be very like cooperative for their men, and they would want to be on their man's program, whatever that may be.
wonderful. Shout out to Atticus for the $199 super sticker. Thank you, brother. Much appreciated for you supporting the channel. Brothers, support the channel, brothers. Hit the cash app, hit the super chat. It will be greatly appreciated if you find there's value in my channel and the information it gives you. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you, brothers. So, next question for you, Jinbei, is let's see. Do they change? So if I was to go to Thailand, Estonia, get me a feminine chick and bring her over to America, will she change her ways to the toxic, evil American culture, or will she keep her traditional Estonian culture?
I think generally she would keep her Estonian culture, her Estonian ways. I mean, there's going to be exceptions. There's probably a couple that I probably want to, because like, the girl that I know, the one girl that I know who worked at the bar, she like loves America. Like, it's funny. She actually loves the West. Like, she loves England and she loves America. Like, she'll come to like England because she lived in England for a while. So I think like some of that had some influence on her. But she was still feminine though. She was still feminine, but she just really liked when she lived in England, because she felt like it was more opportunity in England. And whatever the case may be. And then she likes America too. Like she dreams about like maybe living in California. Or a couple of years ago, she came out to Vegas. She was in Vegas for a little while because she liked Vegas. So I think it depends on the woman, but I think that those women would keep their femininity. I don't think if they moved to America, they would lose the femininity part or the elegance part, because even the woman that I met who invited me to the wine tasting, even though her best friend is an American woman, but she acts nothing like her friend at all. Like she still, she still sticks to her energy is still like gentle, elegant, easygoing. She's kind of quiet too. And it's so funny because when I met her friend, the American, and this is, and to myself, I was thinking to myself, like, this is why I travel. This is why like to get out of America, because, well, this is what I try to get away from, because her American friend would not shut up for nothing. She just kept talking. I'm like, in my mind, I was like, yeah, you can tell who the American is here, because Americans never be quiet. And she just keeps talking and talking about like trivial things. And everyone else is like, has more of a focused conversation. But even though that's her best friend, I don't, she didn't act like her at all. So I don't think that generally, based on the women that I met and the energy that they were giving off, that they would be too heavily influenced by American feminism and liberalism if you brought them here.
Fantastic. Thank you, brother. Shout out to the brother Alden Green for the £45.21 cash app. Much appreciate Alden Green for the donation. It means a lot to me, bro. Thank you so much for donating £45.21. Who are you on the live stream chat, Alden Green? Let me know who you are, brother, so I can shout you out on the screen as well. Much appreciated, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you, brother. Brother, let me ask this question now. Are Estonian women conservative or liberal? And while you answer that, let me get some water. But answer it. Give me a few seconds, brother.
Okay. Estonian women are, I think they're liberal, conservative when it comes to family values and their children, and probably I believe that they're fiscally conservative. But I think Estonia, I think the women have a little bit more of a liberal mindset, but it's not crazy liberal. But I would say that the women are more liberal for sure.
Thank you, brother. Much appreciated. Next question, brother, is where specifically in Tallinn can we meet rich women, in your opinion? What spots do they hang out? Where are you most likely in Tallinn to come across a rich Estonian woman that loves brothers?
Oh, I would say some of the high end hotels there, like a hotel lounge, hotel bar, like maybe like a 5-star. I mean, there's always wealthy women in those places. Anytime you go to like a 5-star hotel, restaurant, or bar or lounge, and there's always wealthy people there that you can meet. Museums is another one. I think a lot of people there have an appreciation for that type of stuff. Museums and art galleries as well. Um, and any sort of like one thing that's a good idea to do. Like if you're ever in a certain European city, if you go see like their Philharmonic Orchestra, if you go see like maybe some classical music or stuff, there's always like wealthy people in that situation. So you get dressed up, you go to like go see some classical music, at a Philharmonic theater, and there's tons of wealthy, high end, rich women, beautiful, attractive, sophisticated, elegant women in that setting, and I think that's a really good that's a good start there for sure. Is to meet those type of women. Absolutely. And also Tallinn is Estonia is very very close to Finland. You could actually take a ferry to Finland and you'd be there in like 40 minutes, 45 minutes. I mean, I didn't do that when I was there, but yeah, you can go to Finland because a lot of times, like a lot of people from Estonia will go to Finland for like to do some work and stuff. So our friend, the one who worked at that bar, she during the pandemic, like she was going to Finland or she was spending a lot of time in Finland to do some like work. I think she worked in like beauty or something like that. So there's a lot of wealthy women in Finland too, because Finland is a more expensive country. As much it's funny they're close together, but Finland is much more expensive than Estonia. But yeah, and but the funny thing about Finland, what I notice about the Finnish women is they're pretty, but they seem to have like a lot more overweight women in Finland, which I just find interesting. So so the women in Estonia are like tall, slim, and elegant, right? And then like the women in Finland are more like filled out and they're pretty and they're feminine, but they just seem a little bit more on the chunkier side. So it's just interesting.
Okay, thank you, brother. Um, Let me ask this right now, brother. Um, Speaking religion wise, are Estonian women atheists, or do they believe in some sort of religion? Is it Catholic, Christianity? I think it's Catholic, but break it down for us, brother.
Yeah, I think the people there who are religious are more Catholic, but they're not very religious. It's not really a religious country too much. So I think there's probably I wouldn't say full blown atheists, but they're probably just more agnostic than anything. So it's very I think it's very secular in that way. It's not a forced effort to push religion on the society or anything like that. It's like if you practice, people respect your practice, but nobody's forcing religion down your throat. You I didn't get any hint of that, and so yeah, it's not a very religious place, but it's still still a beautiful, nice place to be. But no, I didn't see any heavily religious. I mean, of course, there's always cathedrals and stuff like that. I'm sure there's some Christians and there's some Catholic, but I would say generally speaking, it's not a very religious city.
Thank you, brother. Let's speak about social media. Is social media a problem amongst Estonian women like it is in America and in the UK? Break it down for us, brother.
No, not at all. The girl that I know, she has a social media account, very few followers, not even on social media that much. The other woman I met, not really on social media, too heavy. She's barely on it. Just for communication purposes, just for messenger purposes. Like when I'm able to reach out to her, I don't see the social media thing being a problem like it is in the West. Like in the West, you have all these girls who mimic after like everybody thinks that they're a Kardashian. They get the same kind of makeup style, the same kind of eyebrows done like the Kardashian. It's like this whole look, this like weird look that everyone tries to go for, and like all these girls look the same, right? I didn't see that over there at all. So I don't think the social media thing would be a huge problem over there.
Okay, thanks for that, brother. Next question is are Estonian women submissive and why?
Yes, they're submissive. Why is I think that's culturally how they're brought up to be. I don't think they're too westernized in that way. I don't think they're westernized in terms of behavior at all. I think they're very elegant and very feminine. So they're submissive to the men that they're with. I mean, just from the dates that I had and the woman that came over for dinner. I mean, like that whole situation was a submissive situation. It was you know I said, hey, come over for dinner. She wanted to stay with me. You know, when she came over, she brought, because I was cooking for her, so she brought like this like kind of like native like Estonian bread with her, and she served it to me, and so her whole vibe was submissive. And even the girl that I met on Tinder who worked at the bar, even though she was a little bit more kind of like liberal or westernized influence, she even still had submissive aspects about her. So I would say yes, the women there are submissive to their men, and I would say the reason is because culturally that's how the women are brought up to be. And so I think the answer to that question is yes.
Okay, thank you for that, brother. Um, you know, clubs and bars. Did you frequent some clubs and bars, and were they an avenue for you to meet um Estonian women that are checking for brothers, or would you say clubs and bars are to meet thoughts and low class women? Break it down for us, bro.
Yeah, the clubs and bars are great. Clubs and bars are a good spot to meet girls. There's a lot of beautiful women in Estonia, in Tallinn, where I was. And so the bars were cool. The clubs were good, good music, lively, because people go out to have a good time. So yeah, that's a really good spot to meet someone. But if you're not so much the club type of person, you can meet a woman on the street. You can meet a woman at the bus stop. You can meet a woman at a coffee shop. But yes, I would say the clubs and bars there are perfect. You're not going to meet low class women because the women there aren't low class. They're very high class. They're very elegant. Like I said before, like it's like elegant on steroids, particularly in Thailand, Estonia. Like I noticed that because it really seems like the women there, they really pride themselves in that aspect of their beauty and their aspect of how they conduct themselves. So, for example, the woman that I haven't met yet, the one that I'm friends with on Facebook, I was watching, she had one little video up on her Facebook page, right? And it was like a photo shoot of her and some of her female coworkers. I guess it was some sort of special event that they were at, and the photographer was taking photos of them, right? But they made a video of it, and the photographer was like, he was like, okay, girls, he was like, yeah, let's see tongues. Everybody stick your tongue out, right? And like she just like she did not do that because it wouldn't fit her. It wasn't like classy enough for her to do. She just kind of like frowned up and like nah, I'm not doing that. So like I saw, I paid attention to that. I was like, yeah, see, those women have a different type of like elegant thing about them. So I think clubs and bars are good to meet the same type of women. I think if you're not a club person, you can go to a hotel bar, hotel lounge, or you can go to a museum. You know, you can go to an art gallery. You can go see some classical music. You can go to an opera. Across the board, you're going to be fine.
Okay, thanks for that, brother. So you're saying, right, the best places to meet respectable women in Tallinn are okay, clubs, bars, coffee shops, park, museums. Would you say the gym as well, and any other spots that you
Yes.
can add on? Okay,
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. All the above. All the above. I mean, it's. When I was there, I just saw quality everywhere, like in every situation. I didn't see any sort of like inkling of any sort of like major Western kind of ghetto or ratchet influence at all. I didn't see any of that. All I saw was just really beautiful, elegant women all over the place. The mall's another one. The shopping malls are really nice over there. Um, yeah,
okay, thanks for that, brother. Shout out to Evan Yearwood for again supporting the channel via the super chat. Much appreciate Evan Yearwood, brothers. Please follow his lead. Support the channel via the super chats and cash apps. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you. For the $199 super chat. How's the club scene, nightlife? Speak on that, Jinbei, please.
yeah. The club scene there is cool. Like, because Tallinn, it's not like a super small city, but it's not a big city. So when people go out, when the girls go out to the clubs, like they're gonna have a good time, and then you can club. So I went to one club. I was there till like almost 6 in the morning. Now I can't remember the name of the club, but it was dope. Like it was fun, you know. So the nightlife is good. The women are going to always look really good when they go out, and so you're not going to be disappointed there. It's a relatively inexpensive country, you know. So if you're from the West, your money goes further. So if you're from the UK or the US, you're basically, for the most part, tripling your money overall. I mean, you get drinks are going to be inexpensive, food's going to be inexpensive. Yeah, the nightlife is great. The nightlife was awesome, and it's so many beautiful girls around. So you wouldn't be disappointed as a brother if you go there, and they love brothers over there, and they're very easy to talk to, very easy to talk to. Like you don't even have to like sweat it too much. You just show up and you just be cool, and girls will approach you, you know, or you could dance or whatever. Like, so it was very, I have to say, like, of all the European countries I've been to, that's probably one of the most easygoing times I've had in terms of like the women, like dealing with the women. The women were just so easygoing in Estonia.
Thank you, brother. Great question, Evan Yearwood. Thank you, bro. Next question for you, brother, is online dating. Did you use online dating in Tallinn, Estonia? If so, what was your success? What was your success rate in using online dating? And what apps did you use?
Yeah, so I just use Tinder, and I barely use that because I'm more of a cold approach guy, so I didn't really use it too heavy. But I did match up with quite a few women, but I wasn't there that long. I was there for maybe like 6 days. So the one girl that I did meet up with was the one who worked at the bar. I met her at Tinder on Tinder, and we hit it off great. And so the success rate was 100% because she's the one that I linked up with, and we've been friends ever since. You know, so and we still communicate, and we make these jokes like, you know, we'll get on WhatsApp and we send each other voice messages. And by the way, like the other thing I have to point out is like the women from that country, like the way they speak, like their accent. Oof, that accent will, as a brother, that'll get you right there. That'll make you want to like marry one of those girls. Just listen to them talk. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the plus sides to like dating foreign women is like the accent. But she's got this beautiful accent, and yeah. See, so social media, I just use Tinder, and you know, it was successful when I use it. But I'm not really a huge dating app person.
Did you get a lot of likes there via Tinder?
Oh yeah, yeah. I matched up with a bunch of women there. Absolutely. If you're a brother and you're in those countries, your Eastern European countries, like especially you're a brother from America or from the UK or something like that, like you're gonna match up with a bunch of women. It's just a matter of how much time you have, who do you want to make the effort to talk to back and forth. You know, it's just a matter of that. But like matching up is like super easy in those countries because they don't have a lot of brothers over there, so they're going to naturally be curious about you. So
Okay.
and what I do, like if I decide to use dating apps when I'm traveling, like before I do that, like I always like go around the city. I take pictures of myself in the city, right? So behind certain landmarks. So it's like because you don't want them to think that you're like thousands of miles away somewhere if you just have pictures of your home city. Because the other thing too is you have to be careful with this too. Like a lot of women, and not all the women in countries like this, but a lot of women, they already think that you're there just to like have fun, or you're there just to hook up with women, just to try to get maybe on some sort of like sex tourism, right? So you have to make them think that that's not the case, right? So your demeanor has to be not, you can't come across as like sleazy, you have to have a demeanor that seems a little bit more purposeful than you just being there trying to meet women. Like it has to be more than that. It has to be, you're spending your energy soaking up the culture and genuinely exploring the city or checking out different restaurants or going to the museums or going to the castles or to the historic places. It can't be all about you just meeting women, because a lot of women in those countries, they already think that a foreign guy is there for that anyway. So you don't want them to lump you in that category. So I'm always like just very conscious of that.
Wonderful. Thank you, brother. Much appreciate, brother. Next question for you, brother, is what's the STD and STI rates in Tallinn, Estonia? Is it high? Should we be careful in dealing with some women there? In general, let me know, bro.
Now I'll be honest, I have not done any research on that, but I haven't heard anything like that in Estonia about STD, high STD, STI rates. I really don't think it's a problem because I feel like, whenever I travel or before I go somewhere, like I watch a lot of YouTube travel videos of other travelers. I try to do as much research as I can just to know about certain things or know what restaurants to hit up or whatever, or what parts of town to stay in. And I haven't come across any information that suggests that there was a high STD rate in Estonia. So I really don't think that it's a problem there.
Okay, thank you, brother. Thank you. Next question for you, brother, is let's see. Are Estonian women materialistic, brother?
I don't think that they're materialistic, but I do think that they like really nice things. Um, I guess, yeah, I mean, materialistic in terms of maybe expecting their men to buy them Chanel bags and Gucci bags and Jimmy Choo shoes or whatever else they're into. I don't think so. I think those women are capable of getting those type of things themselves. But I will say that if we're defining materialistic by just liking nice things and liking high end things, then yes, but not materialistic in terms of being entitled, acting entitled, for a man to do that. And matter of fact, I'm going to say no because if they were materialistic, the woman that I met that invited me to the wine tasting, the fact that she wanted me to cook for her instead of taking her out to dinner, which I offered, and she was like, no, 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 no. I would love to come over and I would love for you to cook. That tells me that they're not materialistic because she could have easily been like, oh, yeah, take me out. I want to go out to dinner somewhere. You spend a bunch of money on wine and food and drink and stuff. But it was the opposite. So I would say no, actually, but I would say they look good, they dress well, and they're very elegant. So if that's going to be considered materialistic on that playing field, on that level, I would say yeah. But I mean, I'm like that myself too. Like I want to look good and classy too. So, but I wouldn't consider myself materialistic. It's like I like nice things, but I'm not attached to those things. I don't have an attachment to things because things come and go. So I would say that the women are kind of like that in Estonia.
Okay, thanks for that, brother. Let me ask this now, brother. Okay, brother. Let's see, brother. So, brother, answer this question for me, brother. What's the bad parts about Estonian women, brother, in your opinion, brother?
The bad parts. The bad parts. What can I say that's bad? Um, it's a tough question.
Oh, I did that
uh,
perfect. Oh,
yeah, let me, because I want to be objective. I don't want to just sit here and be like, oh, everything's so perfect everywhere in Europe.
should we come
I'm
back
just,
to it?
yeah, because I'm really trying to think if I got an inkling of anything that was bad. I don't know. I mean, the one girl that I met on Tinder that I'm still friends with today. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about her still, even though we've been friends for a long time and we've communicated. So I know she loves black men. I know that's all she dates is black men. And I don't know what her body count is. I don't know if she's been with a lot of brothers, but I don't know. Like I can't really say what's bad. I didn't experience anything bad there, to be honest with you. I can't think of anything.
Damn. Okay, okay. Interesting, bro. All right,
Yeah,
brother. Damn.
yeah. I'm really trying to think, man. Like I don't. I'm thinking of all the women that I met. They were all cool. Even women that I came in, like when I was in the other little city, what is it called? Peary. It's like a little beach. There's a little beach there, and there's like some boats you can go sailing and stuff. And it's a little small. It's like a little charming little small spot that's like out of the city, maybe like a half hour tram ride. Um, I didn't feel anything bad. I mean, like I went to this one coffee shop over there, and as soon as I walked in, I mean, they act like they had never seen a black man before. They were like all just so like in my face and like smiling and like just interested. So yeah, I can't really think of any bad thing about the women there that I came across.
Okay. All right, fantastic, brother. Much appreciated, brother. All right, next question. Hold on, brothers. Give me 1 second, brothers. So, shout out to Eldon Green for the $10 super chat. Much appreciated, brother Eldon. Much appreciated, brother. Brothers, please hit the cash app, brothers. Hit the super chat, brothers. Will be much appreciated, brothers. Thank you, brothers. So, next question for you, brother, is let's see. Um, hmm, cold approaching. Did you cold approach Estonian women? If so, what was your success rate in cold approaching women? And then next question is, did Estonian women cold approach you, right? And the last question is, how should we cold approach Estonian women in Estonia? So 3 questions packed into one topic, cold approaching.
Yes, cold approaching is the best thing in the universe. Like I live I live by cold approaching. It's for me. It's like it's just the best thing to do. Is like there's no other way. I mean, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, you can use the apps and stuff, but I'm all about cold approach because I get excited about the unknown. I'm happy about like when I don't know what's gonna happen when I talk to this woman because anything can happen, right? It could go left, it can go right. You just never know. Cold approach, but when you cold approach, you're automatically separating yourself from so many other guys that don't cold approach. So you're already winning when you cold approach, right? Even if you get rejected, to me, you still won because you tried, and that's better than you not trying. So but that's my opinion. But yeah, I cold approached like I mentioned the woman at the ATM machine who invited me to the wine tasting. All I did is come up to her. I complimented her on her jacket. I said that's a really nice jacket, and she turned and she smiled at me with a big smile. She was like, "Oh, thank you," and we just started talking. And I was like, she's like, "Where are you from?" I was like, "I'm from the United States. I live in California." She was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Where are you from?" She was like, "Oh, I'm from here. I'm here, but I lived. I think she used to live somewhere else too." And that was it. And then we talked for 10 minutes like normal people, and then she invites me to come with her 10 minutes. After 10 minutes of knowing her, I spend the rest of the evening with her. So the success rate was 100%. Um, and then I've gotten cold approached by other women. And then but when women cold approach, they come to you with just a certain type of curiosity. It's just they just want to know more about you. So it's like they'll ask you where you're from or what you're doing in town or whatever, and then the conversation just kind of builds from there. So I just noticed like the technique that women use for cold approach, it a lot of times it's not so obvious in the beginning that they like you, but they do like you, but that's just their way. When the opportunity presents itself, like that's their way of breaking the ice, is just to be curious about you, the individual, and what you're doing. um yeah, but I think cold approaching is the best way to go in my opinion.
Okay, thanks for that, brother. Much appreciated, bro. Um, Next question for you, brother, is how should brothers dress in Thailand, Estonia? Do we come for rolling in G-Unit sneakers, 3XL white tees, snapback throwbacks, quarter jean trousers, pants, or do we come in wearing a suit, casual wearing dress set, t-shirt? Break it down for us, brother. How should we dress like in Thailand, Estonia?
Yeah, and Thailand, Estonia, the way that they want brothers to dress is you should wear G Unit sneakers and you should be wearing FUBU.
What the?
Yeah, and South Pole and like all that stuff. Like they love it when brothers wear the baseball cap backwards.
Echo.
Echo.
Echo Colts.
Echo. Oh, not Echo.
Oh man.
Yo, like, yeah, man, like wear all that stuff. Like wear your pants hanging down off your boxers, all of that. Wear some Timberlands, like, and just have a little bop in your walk when you walk down the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like have a boombox with you and everything. Like, yeah, nah, man.
Hey,
Nah,
man
just
said boombox. Hey, man, man's gonna be playing 23 questions by 50 Cent walking down Tallinn. Hey, you brothers are mad, man. You brothers are absolutely mad. Carry on, bro.
nah, man. Like just dress well, man. Like just fitted clothes, whether it's casual or whether it's whether you're gonna wear more business. Just your clothes need to fit properly. People there dress really good, man. Like people in those countries just dress good. They all dress. Everybody looks great. So you wanna make sure you look great too. So fitted clothes, nice cut jeans, fitted, casual shoes or some Nikes, some running shoes, and just make sure and layers are good, depending on, if it's cold or not. Layers are always good. But yeah, just dress well with your style, something stylish if you're gonna go casual, and then if you're more of a business type of dude, wear a nice fitted suit, Italian suit, whatever the case may be. But yeah, just dress well because you don't want other people to show you up, right? So like, because everybody else looks good there. That society is a well dressed society. So yeah, you don't want to look like a clown.
Yeah, thanks for that, brother. Much appreciate, Jinbei. All right, so next question for you, Jinbei, is let's see. Okay, so we went through nightlife. What's the ratio of women to men in Tallinn, Estonia? Is it more women than men? Is it 50-50, or is it more men than women?
I think it's probably 50-50. I think it's probably 50-50. Yeah, I mean, it's probably pretty even, pretty equal. I mean, I don't think that. I mean, because when I compare it to like Ukraine, it seemed like Ukraine is just like tons of women everywhere. Like especially Odessa, like where the beaches are. It's just like just women galore. So I would say in Estonia, from what I can remember, I think it's about 50-50 in Thailand. But I actually I think you go outside of Thailand, when you go to some of the little smaller cities, like when I went to that little like beach slash port dock city, it seemed like there were a little bit more women over there. Um, because when I went to that coffee shop, it was no men around. It was just all women. And the people that I saw walking on the beach, it was all women. So I think it just depends on what part of the city you're in generally, but I would say it's probably 50-50.
Fantastic. Thank you, brother. All right, next question for you, brother, is let's see. Um, N-word use. Was the N-word used towards you? Did you hear the N-word out in the open in Tallinn, Estonia? Keep it real, brother.
No, no, never, never, not one time.
Okay.
Not one time. I actually, it's funny. Like I heard that word one time when I was walking down the street in Prague. One of the times I was there, and it was like it was like a group of young teenage dudes, probably just being goofy with their friends. And when I walked past, I heard somebody say the word, right? So I don't think they were just maybe trying to be funny, or maybe they think I didn't hear them. But these were like young teenagers. These were like 16-year-olds.
Black?
No, they were white.
Shake my head.
Yeah, they
F
were they
that.
were they were white. So like, but it happened so fast. And I remember I paused. I was like, oh, is he trying to be funny, right? And I looked back, and they were just kind of laughing. And just kept walking. But that's the one time I heard that. All the times I've been to Prague, I only heard that one time, and it was just from some teenagers. But it was so quick, and then I went into like a coffee shop to get something to drink. But Yeah, but I know I didn't hear anybody use that word in Estonia at all.
Okay, thanks, bro. Did you experience any sort of racism there in Tallinn, Estonia?
No, I didn't. But my friend, the girl who worked at the bar with the African brothers, I don't know if they were like Nigerian or what, but she told me a story about one of her friends there, one of her coworkers, one of the guys she worked with, had some kind of issue with like one of the police officers there because the police officer, it wasn't like an extreme situation, but like the line of questioning was kind of like on a racist tip, that the officer was asking him these questions, and she got so angry, and she was like, why are you asking him these questions? um but that's the only story that I know, and that's just based on what she told me. But I know, like, a lot of times you'll hear stories like this from time to time in certain Eastern European countries where, certain African brothers might get treated a certain way by certain European guys, certain people. But it's not. Uh, I don't think it's a huge problem, from what I can tell. But I've heard some stories about how some of the African brothers get treated. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as me being a brother from the United States, no, I never. There was never any racism that I experienced.
Okay, brother. Um, what's the dangers to be aware of in Tallinn, Estonia, in your opinion?
Mm, Dangers. Um, I would say if you're not in the city center area, like if you're staying a little bit, maybe not even necessarily on the outskirts of the city, but if you're staying a little bit far, like say you get an Airbnb and it's a little bit further outside of the center, then I wouldn't walk at night. I mean, you can. I mean, I did it, but because I remember, like, when I was there, when I had my Airbnb, it was a little bit outside of the center of the city. I mean, it took me like a good, I want to say, half hour, 35 minutes to walk home. But if I hopped on the bus, it was only like, 10 minutes or whatever it was. Or if I took an Uber or something, it was even faster. But walking distance was like maybe a half hour, 35 minutes. So, um, and I remember I would. And see, the thing is, it's hard for me to judge because I don't think this was a bad neighborhood that I was walking through. It was just very dark. So I was walking through like a section in between my Airbnb and in the center of the city that was just very dark, and it wasn't well lit. So I wouldn't recommend that. I mean, like, I could have been smarter and just like took a Uber or something. So, but nothing happened. So, like, I can't say any dangers because I didn't go to any neighborhoods that I know of that were bad neighborhoods. Everything is kind of centrally located. Um, the people that I met were pretty nice. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know of any particular dangers. I mean, I'm sure, like anywhere, there's good and bad parts of everywhere. So, if you're a foreigner, just don't go to neighborhoods that are bad on purpose. I mean, like, but that's like a common sense thing. So, yeah, I wish I could think of something particular, but I just didn't have that experience when I was there.
Okay, thanks for that, brother. Much appreciated. Next question for you, bro, is let's see. Should brothers travel alone or in a group to Tallinn, Estonia, and why?
Yeah, so that depends on who you are, on your style, and just who you are as a person. I mean, I travel alone, because I like to, and I have a great time. I have no problem meeting people. I have no problem meeting women. I have no problem conversing and moving and sitting with different types of people. It's funny. Like, when I'm by myself, I get into some of the most interesting adventures. Like, interesting things happen to me when I'm alone, and not that they wouldn't happen if I was with people too, but it's like, I swear, like whenever I'm alone, like, and I'm by myself somewhere, like I end up in like really interesting sort of surreal situations. Like when I approached that woman and she invited me to the wine tasting, and then now I spent the evening with all her colleagues and all her friends that she works with, and these people were nice people. So it just depends. It depends on you and your style. I mean, some people who are who have never traveled outside of the country before, outside of where they're from, might be more comfortable traveling with a couple of people, or at least one other person. You know, if you've never been anywhere and you feel more comfortable doing that, then by all means travel with somebody that you think that you can tolerate being with on a trip. Um, but you know, a lot of those Eastern European countries, a lot of those countries like that, especially a country like Estonia, where the crime is like super low, you're fine traveling alone, you know. But if you don't like being alone, then try to, you know, organize and plan something with a friend or a couple of friends to travel with. But you could do it either way. But I travel alone when I travel.
Okay, thank you, bro. And let's see, last question, brother, is in general, is Tallinn, Estonia safe for black men to travel, to live there, have a great time without any worries?
Absolutely, absolutely. Like virtually like no crime rate there. Like there's like no crime, um, no gun violence. You can't, you know, nobody has a gun. It's not a casual thing to own a gun like it is in the United States. Um, there's some brothers there that have been living there for a long time. There's some African brothers there that live there and work there or go to school there. It's a very safe country. It's a very clean country. Like the Tallinn, that city is like super clean. It's very well kept, very well put together, and very beautiful. Like very beautiful scenery. You know, because I was there in the fall, and so they had like beautiful parks with the leaves changing so many colors, and it was just gorgeous, just gorgeous. So yeah, Estonia is very clean, very safe. I don't think brothers will have any issues in that country whatsoever. I think overall you'd be welcomed, and the people will be curious about you, and they'll be excited to have you there.
This has been a great stream. Thank you very much, Jinbei. Much appreciated, brother.
No
Uh,
problem.
Before I pop the phone lines, brothers, you know what to do. Hit the Cash App right now. Hit the Super Chats to support the channel. This is the time for you, brothers, to support the channel. If you can't call in, please send your questions via Cash Apps and Super Chats. We greatly appreciate it. Can't believe it. The year is almost over, but it's been a great year and great stream today, Jinbei. Much appreciated, bro. So,
Thank you.
brothers, if you're not part of the Facebook group, here is a link to it. Um, when you want to request to join the group, make sure you have your name and a picture of yourself there, or I will not accept you. That is to filter out trolls trying to break in and cause havoc in that group. I cannot allow that to happen, so that's why I'm very strict as to who I allow in the Facebook group. I am also on Twitter as well, brothers. So I strongly suggest that you follow me on Twitter, right? Retweet my tweets, like my tweets, because that will push out the movement even further. And you can DM me on Twitter if you have any questions regarding my channel, any advice, anything. Send me a DM on Twitter. I will get back to you. I'm also on IG as well. So if you want to, you know, speak to me over the phone on IG, no updates regarding me, my channel, what's happening for the stream, see my photos and videos. Follow me on Instagram, send me a DM on Instagram, and we can set up a phone call. I had a 3 hour phone call today with a subscriber of mine. Sorry, it was going so well, so we kept talking about plans, traveling, what's happening in his country. It was a great conversation. So, if you want to reach out to me, the original creator of the international passport movement, now's a great time, brothers. You know, use the time that I have if you want to speak to me directly, and you know, whether it's half an hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours, I'm okay with it. Use that time right now, because I guarantee you next year I'm going to have I'm going to have very limited time, and you're going to have to book a schedule to speak to me directly. So use it now to reach out to me. All right, brothers. And brothers, of course, support me by the Cash App, brothers. Here's a Cash App, brothers. That'd be appreciated, brothers. Shout out to Mr. Kevin Miller for the $2 super chat. Another dope stream. Thank you, Kevin Miller. It's been a run of great streams. And we got the stock market stream coming in 2 days' time. I strongly advise every single person watching this live stream to join me in the upcoming stock market stream. I think tomorrow or in 2 days' time. We have a stock market expert, someone who actually knows stocks very, very well, makes a filthy amount of money in the stock market, coming on my channel to give you brothers game as to how to make a lot of money on the stock market, give you tips, gems. If you're not going to join that stream, I'm going to be disappointed. If I see a low viewership on that stream, I'm going to be so disappointed. Use that stream to watch the brother give intel, and then call in and ask him questions regarding the stock market. That is a huge avenue to fund our international travels and to build wealth in. So we have over 80 people watching. I better see that stream break records. I had to work. I had to reach out to him through another person. I had to push. I had to persist to get him on my channel. You know, you know. So make sure you're there, brothers. Make sure you are there. I'm doing a lot of great work for you, brothers, man. For me to get someone like that, you probably have to pay for a lot of money for, it's not easy. It's not easy. It shows that I care about you, brothers. So I'm asking you, brothers, to care about the channel too. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the content around, and of course, hit the Cash App and super chats. That's all I ask for at the moment, brothers. This year, I've given you brothers a lot of resources, crypto, stocks. I've gotten people who know finance on this channel, and I'm getting this brother who's coming in 2 days who knows his stuff, you know? So support the channel, brothers, okay? Thank you, Jinbei. Brothers, please subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel via the stream, subscribe to the channel. When you subscribe, hit the notification bell to always and all notifications so you never miss a post, upload, or live stream from me. So, Jinbei, carry on talking, brother, and give me 2 minutes, brothers. I want to quickly get something very quickly. Jinbei, can you just speak more about Estonia that I've missed out, things that are important? Maybe an experience with a lady or someone, and if you do that for me, brother, give me 2 minutes, okay, bro?
Sure, no problem. Yeah, brother. So if you guys get a chance to go to Estonia, you should definitely do it. It's a beautiful city. I loved it when I was there because it was so Estonia, like Tallinn, Estonia. It just had like a peacefulness about it. Kind of different from Riga, Latvia too. Like Riga is bigger. Riga is a little bit more commotion, a little bit more activity. But like Tallinn, although it's a fun city, but it's there's a peacefulness about it, and it's very beautiful and very clean. So you could just be walking around the city and just like breathe in some fresh air and just soak it all in. And I think there you'll find a certain level of peace that you won't find in a lot of cities. So that was one of the things that really turned me on about it. And so it's a Baltic country. When you're traveling in the Baltic countries, it's interesting because you have the airline Air Baltic, and so that's what I took to Estonia, because when I went to Estonia, I was in Poland first. I was in Warsaw, Poland first, and then I flew from Warsaw to Tallinn, Estonia. And Air Baltic, they have a lot of interesting planes. Like they have a lot of small planes, and so this particular plane that I was on, that I boarded in Warsaw, we had to actually walk out to the tarmac and board this plane, and it was like a small plane, and it maybe fit like maybe 50 to 70 people, and it had like 2 propellers on it and everything. And I remember walking out to the tarmac. I was like, oh, this is the plane that I'm taking to Estonia. So I was like, okay, this should be fun. But I felt like I was in a movie. Like it felt like I was in some sort of like old school James Bond movie from the '60s with Sean Connery or something. Like it had that whole like European espionage adventure type of vibe to it. So I mean that's the thing I like about traveling to that part of the world is you're going to feel like you're somewhere else, right? And that mental part of it is very important. It's very important for the black men in the West to get out of your environment and go somewhere else where it genuinely feels different. So don't just go to Vegas or go to Miami where you're just going to be dealing with a bunch of other Americans that are just full of commotion and this, that, and the other. Actually, like go somewhere else where you're going to feel something different, and experience it. And I guarantee you won't be disappointed. What else can I say about Estonia? Yeah, just go. Now it is quite cold there because it's north. You know, it's like northeastern Europe, and it's right near the ocean, and so it gets quite cold. I mean, I was there in October 2017, and it was pretty cold, even though it wasn't snowing or anything like that. I mean, it was beautiful days, like big, beautiful, big puffy clouds in the sky, blue sky, sun was out, but it was chilly. So it gets particularly chilly in those Baltic countries. So you want to dress warm. But if you go in the summertime, it's comfortable, it's nice because I think even their summers don't get that hot. Like their summers will maybe get like 80, 85 degrees is considered 85 degrees Fahrenheit is considered hot there. So you could still go there and have a comfortable summer. You know, unlike if you go to Italy can get up to like 100 something, you know, where it's a lot more to deal with humidity wise. So yeah, if you go in the fall, it's beautiful in the fall. Tallinn, Estonia was beautiful in the fall. So if you can deal with a little bit chilly weather, you should definitely go because the way that city is laid out, like there's a very modern part to the city, right? Like beautiful skyscrapers and shopping malls and stuff. And then you have the old town, and everything is so clean and so well kept. But if you go in the fall, you have all the colors. You got like the orange and yellow and the red leaves, and it's just real peaceful and very beautiful there.
I'm
The
back,
food.
bro.
Okay, cool.
Oh, do
And
you want to finish your point? Go on, bro.
yeah, lastly, I just want to say the food there was pretty good as well. There's some good restaurants. There's international food there, so you can get some decent Italian, you can get decent Asian food, as well as some of the local food there as well. So, brothers should definitely check it out.
Thank you so much, brother Jimbe. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you. All right, let me open up the phone lines. Please be respectful, brothers, or that will result in a ban. I don't want to ban people. I don't like banning people, but I will ban people if necessary. So please be respectful. Ask questions that pertain to the live stream topic. Don't derail it. Don't speak about something else. All right, keep it on topic. All right, calling brothers. And get the likes up too. If you've not liked this video, get the likes up, please. If you haven't liked this video, thank you. Let me pin this for brothers to call in. I see you, J Bones. Turn your camera off. Let me add you in to the stream. Let me bring in J Bones. What's going on, J Bones?
Hey, IP, what's going on, big bro?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. How are you?
Keeping cool, bro.
Wonderful.
How you been, IP? Just checking in on you.
Yeah, I've been good, man. obviously I'm still taking the breakup feelings still there, but I'm getting better. Time will heal things, but I'm a lot better than I was before. It's just obviously there's some feelings there. I'm a human being, so but it'll pass, and I just have to move on from it, and get a better woman.
Well, time doesn't heal anything, man. But you know what does? A strip club in the Dominican Republic will heal you. A strip club in a strip club in DR will heal you. But shout out to my brother Jumbe, man. What's up, big bro?
How you doing, man? J Bones, how's it going, man?
Yeah, I feel like me and Jumbe, we're kind of twins, because Jumbe, you left Warsaw to go to Thailand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, actually, but it was a different time. I've been to Estonia twice. The first time I was there in college. We was only there for 3 days. The second time, I actually went there only for 2 days. I went to Indonesia. My brother's in the Navy, so they have what you call the Navy request. If you have family in the military overseas, they can't stay outside of this they can't stay out the country for too long. They have to the Navy has to request that one of the family members go to see him. So
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah, I was on a Navy dime. So the Navy actually he contacted his superior and they sent me a free ticket. And we were just running around. We were at the clubs in Warsaw. We went from Warsaw to Krakow. Then we went to Indonesia. Then we went from Indonesia to Poland, back to what do you call it? Where do we go? Yeah, back to Czech Republic, and then we came to Tallinn. Yeah,
That's
but
dope. That's dope.
yeah, but IP, you've been to Estonia before?
Yeah, I've been there before.
Yeah, I remember you have been there before. I remember that. Yeah, but confirmation is 100%, brothers. There's only a few places I approve of, and I would say Estonia 100%. 100%. One of the best things that the brother Jumbe was saying that I approve of 100% is I do not advocate for broke women. See, a lot of you brothers don't understand because you guys haven't, that's why I always say, IP, I'm excited for the brothers. I'm beyond excited for you guys. Like, some of these brothers be like, oh, I never traveled before. I don't have my passport. I've never been here, blah, 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 this and that. When you brothers start going out, you're going to see some things. Yeah, they just don't know, Jumbe.
Man.
Some of the girls, let me tell you something. Some of the white girls that we went to high school with here, hold on a second, IP.
All right, man. We'll wait till J Bones get back. Sorry, brothers, just eating something there. Not sure how long it will take, but Saichi, turn your camera on in the background, please, just so I know you're not sure. Yep, Sai, you're very.
Sorry about that, IP.
Carry on, J Bones.
Yeah, I got a phone call situation. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, what was I saying? Some of these white girls that y'all thought was hot when we was in high school. When you boys get to Estonia, you're gonna think that they're trash. You're gonna think that they're literally garbage bags. When you see European white women, you might just commit. I don't even want to say the word, but you might just jump off something. I ain't gonna lie to you. Brothers, one of the problems, IP was like, well, what's the biggest problem in Estonia? The biggest problem in Estonia is choosing which one. That's going to be the biggest problem. Yeah, that's going to be the women there. I would say, I don't know what your opinion, Jumbe, is, but Estonian girls, from what I remember, they were very clingy, very, very clingy. And that side chick stuff, IP, I'm sorry, but it's not going to work over there. It's a very small, It's very small. Yeah, the country itself is big, but like it's a small space. There's only the people that live there is less than 1.5 million. Is less than 1.5 million. Yeah, and yes, the women do outnumber the men, but only slightly. But that has nothing to do with you brothers, because once those Timberland boots, snapback hats, pink t-shirts, what do you call it, baggy jeans, Dipset from 1995 lands over there. Trust me when I tell you, brothers, please don't dress like that. But trust me when I tell you, when you brothers get there, you're going to be very surprised how special you are. The women are going to love you.
Yep.
Yeah. We stayed at the me and my cousin. We stayed at actually the art academy. They have an art academy over there in Estonia. It's a very cool place, and I couldn't say the word, but I'll put it in a private chat. I'll post it into the the what do you call it, the Discord. But there's a museum there. You boys got to check it out. Estonia has rich Soviet history, and you'll see. You brothers will see. It's big positive IP. Girls who have their own money. You most likely won't have to pay for anything, and the worst part is no side chicks. Because if you got a girl that you meet on Monday and you meet another girl on Tuesday, there's a big chance when you're walking down the street, you will probably run into that same girl that you met on Monday.
Yeah, it's like when he was asking me about the side chick thing, it's like I don't see how anybody would get away having a side chick in Thailand, Estonia.
Can't do it. Can't do it. It's impossible.
You would run into the other chick. Like
yeah, it's impossible. Virtually impossible.
You would go get coffee and then she'd be there. Like it's like there's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Virtually impossible. It's virtually impossible. You couldn't do it. It's like
yeah,
that's the only but that's the good news though, IP, because I'm not telling you brothers to run around having sex with anybody, but when you get there, the high class of women that you meet, like these chicks, that's why I be trying to tell some of you boys, some of these brothers that be bragging about Cali girls are beautiful, New York girls, white. No. Different taste.
It's next level.
Different tastes.
Yeah.
Different tastes, brother. Different tastes, brothers.
It's it's like the creme de la creme. It's the creme de la creme.
Beyond, brothers. And one of the crazy did you get a chance to go to the countryside, Jumbe, or you just stayed in the city?
I didn't go to country. I just went to that beach area
Purna.
Pornar. Yeah. I just went over there, but I didn't get the chance to go to the countryside at all yet.
Yeah, you boys will have a great time. You one of the funny things about Estonia too. IP you've been there before, but one of the funny things, you can actually catch Wi-Fi at the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can catch Wi-Fi at the beach. One of the girls at the university is from Thailand. She came to the art academy, so she took us into the forest. So we were walking around, and they have a section that blocks off the black bears. There's a lot of black bears inside the forest in Estonia. So I was walking around, and I was like, yo, let me take a picture real quick. So I pulled out my phone, and it said free Wi-Fi. And I was like, inside of a forest? So I started looking around, and the girl was like, yeah, we have, and their accents, they have some of the most beautiful, some of them, God. Boy, I tell you, IP, you got my juice, man. I feel like I'm back in college, bro. She was telling us they have Wi-Fi settlement poles like pretty much everywhere, so you can catch Wi-Fi when you land in the country. Like when you flying, it's like it's a different place. It's a different place, gentlemen. You guys are gonna have a lot of fun, but the only thing about it, when you get there, if you find one girl there, I promise you that's probably it. The side chicks thing is really not gonna work.
Thanks for that, J Bones.
Yes, sir.
Much appreciated, brother. Thank you. Okay. Let me bring in Sachi. Turn your camera on, please, again, just so I know you're not a troll. In the background, please, brother. While you do that, Sachi, let me bring in Thomas Demihin. What's up, Thomas?
Yo, what's up, bro?
I'm doing good, Thomas, man. How are you? You were pretty late to the stream. I was thinking, where's Thomas, man? We don't see him in the comments.
Oh, sorry, bro. I just woke up.
Yeah.
I'm so tired. Yeah. How are you, IP?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm doing good, man. How are you, Thomas? You okay?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. Thanks. Bro, Jimbe, bro. How are you, bro?
I'm good, Thomas, man. How you doing?
All good, bro. Yeah, man. Estonia seems like another European country to go to after Latvia. So,
yeah,
it seems pretty cool. One question I have to ask you is, what are the best moments you've had in Estonia? If you had to summarize your trip, what are just the best moments overall?
Oh, I mean, the best moment that stick out to me was just when I met the woman at the ATM machine and who invited me to the wine tasting. I mean, that whole sequence of events, it just led from one thing to the next. It was great. She's beautiful, tall, beautiful. Approached her, said hello to her. She was very engaging, very easy to talk to. She invites me to come with her to this party, wine tasting. And then I had a great night, got a little buzz from the wine and the food that they had there. And then it ended up with us having dinner together back at my apartment at the end of the week. So just that whole thing, I mean, the whole experience was great. But then that was, I'm gonna say that's the highlight of that trip. And we're still in contact to this day. We still talk, and when I go back to visit, I'll be seeing her again. We've kept that communication going the whole time.
Awesome. So throughout your travels, which country would you say, in your opinion, is the best of the bunch, and which group of women would you say are the most superior?
That's a difficult question to answer because there's so many places that I like. I mean, the best. It's hard to say what's the best because I like different countries and different cities for different reasons. But I mean, I do like the look of the aesthetic look of like women from the Baltic. So from Estonia and Latvia, I do love like those tall, slim, beautiful, elegant looking women. But I've had the most action, the most fun from women in Poland, and I love Polish women. So it's hard to answer that question. It's like I like different places for different reasons throughout Europe, which is
okay. Okay. If you had one throughout the countries that you've traveled, if you had one country that you travel the most to, which one would it be?
I mean, I've been to Poland more than any other country, so I would say Poland. Like I've traveled to Poland more than any other country multiple times in Poland, Krakow, Krakow and Warsaw, a bunch of times, both of those cities. But then, see, yeah, we'll go with Poland. We'll say Poland. But I like so many places. I really love Budapest as a city. Like as a city, like I like Budapest a lot, and I like Prague a lot. But Poland is a place that I've traveled to the most. So I guess there must be something attracting me particularly to that country in particular.
Thank you, brother. Just writing down Poland on my to-do list. Yep, those are all the questions I have. Thanks, bro.
IP, let me slide in real quick. Thomas, you might want to go check out. I recommend places like Estonia for you and guys like Miss International. Especially for you, Thomas. You might want to go check out Estonia because it's a serious tech hub. Very serious tech. Yes, very serious tech. They hire a lot of the brothers that come over there. Especially if you boys are in IT, so they'll definitely be looking to catch you really fast. And as far as the girls, man, once you walk onto that campus, Thomas, I promise you'll get everything that you want.
Awesome. Oh, thanks, bro.
Yeah, thank they love 98%. That's the number right there. 98% of the people pretty much it has one of the highest literacy rates in pretty much the entire world. I think 98. Is that right? 98. Jumbe, they speak English over there.
Oh yeah. It has to be. I mean, they speak good English, not
just,
they speak English.
It was actually
great English.
Yeah, I was actually making fun of it. IP. They speak better English than Americans do. Yeah. They actually. Yeah, I'm not even lying. They speak because American English is pretty much just slang. Everything is just it's just like they speak real English. Like you can actually hear them. They take time to perfect their English better than the Americans. We take time to everything we say is just basically butchering the language, but they speak it. And not only do they speak it, Thomas, you're gonna hear that beautiful. They almost sound kind of low key Polish. They almost sound kind of low key, just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit in there.
I tell you though, like every time homegirl, the one I met who works at the bar, every time like we message each other and we leave voice messages on WhatsApp, just her voice, the way she talks, I'd be like, oh,
yeah,
it just gets me every time.
Yeah, so Thomas, man, put that. I know you got a big list, Thomas, but do me a favor, bro. Put that on your list first, man. Trust me, big bro.
All right. Okay. Thanks, bro. Thank you.
Thanks for that, brothers. Shout out to Mr. Conrad Grant for the £3.77 cash app. Thank you, brother, for supporting the channel. Shout out IP and Jumbe for sharing the intel on Estonia. No problem, Conrad Grant. Much appreciated, bro. Thank you. Sachi, can you turn your camera on in the background very quickly, just so I know you're not a troll? Yeah, all good. Thank you, Sai. Turn it off. Let me bring in Saichi. Hello, Sai.
How are we?
I'm all right, Sai. How you doing, brother? You okay?
I'm good. Before I even start off my tangent and ask any of the questions that I have, I just want to provide a quick little update to you, IP, about your recent Croatia video. So I decided to play around and I went on Tinder, and I ended up matching with a girl who wants to find me out in the spring to come stay with her. Whether I'll do that or not, I don't know, but that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for you. So I did have to say thank you.
No worries,
Nonetheless,
brother. No worries. Lovely hearing that, brothers. I'm telling you, man, the world is your oyster, brothers, man.
Go, man. Yo, do it,
Man.
big bro. Sight you, man. It's only one time, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Do
live your
it,
life.
bro.
Live your life, bro.
man.
Do it.
Don't feel guilty. Forget America. Go and live your life, brother.
I want to add one thing too, IP. Remember Mitch? IP did the stream with Mitch here. One thing also, brothers, when you guys are matching with these Tinders and the Hinge app and you're moving your GPS, remember one thing Mitch was saying when IP did the stream. That was one of IP's best streams. Some of these girls, they are more than infatuated with brothers. They will fly from where they are to come here too. So start working on that. Put that on your list too.
Good to know. Good to know. I just wanted to let you know that story. Just, had you not made that video, this would have never happened to me. So I just wanted to point that out. Good news also, I got the passport coming in the mail, which is excellent. And I also want to ask questions for who's the guy who's the Estonia expert? What's his name?
Jumbe.
Jumbe. All right. So Jumbe, I wanted to ask you in regards to Estonia. I don't know how things are out there in terms of like quality of life, like GDP, Human Development Index. But generally speaking, would you say that there's a pretty reasonable standard of living out there? How is it in comparison to say like America, other first world countries?
Oh, it's great. It's great. It's well developed country. Like like we mentioned before, it's a big tech hub. People got some money out there. They got some bread out there. There's some wealth out there. But yeah, it's super clean, very beautiful apartment buildings and infrastructure and shopping malls, and it has like a modern, very modern looking city mixed with the old town, and it's great standard of living. Like I would live there. I would love to live there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would also like to ask, in regards to, since you're kind of a rare commodity out there and all the attention that you get, do you feel as though, generally speaking, are they aggressive out there? Do people just try to talk to you in general? Just you obviously being a brother in that kind of environment. Do you just have people that just generally want to be around you?
Yes. Yeah. They're very easy to talk to, very open. The women, particularly the women in Estonia, they're a lot more open than the women in Latvia. A little bit more open. Like Latvia, the women are a little colder in Latvia, but once you talk to them, they open up. But Estonian women, and I think because they're so fluent with English, they're very comfortable speaking English, and so they just have a different sort of easygoing thing about them, mixed with the beauty and the femininity and the class and the elegance. So
Okay.
it's very very easy to talk to people, and then people will be curious about you. Like when I went to that wine tasting, everybody there wanted to talk to me.
Yeah.
It was like I was like a celebrity or something. They all wanted to meet me and know who I was and wanted to know what I do and everything. So and they were all very nice.
Okay. So I wasn't really used to this whole treatment thing with this. Like I said, the Croatian girl that I was just mentioning. IP and Theo kind of introduced me, and another guy introduced me to this whole concept, how the way you're going to get treated out there is going to be completely different. But I'm just using this girl as an example. Upon just like speaking or whatever, she was like, if you come out here, you have to come out for at least a week minimum. You can stay for at least for a month if you want to. I don't care. like, do you receive that same general level of just like high interest? Like, I don't know who it was, but someone said something about Estonian women being very clingy.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Like,
yeah.
do you
Yeah,
get what
I
I'm
mean,
talking about?
yeah, I mean, because okay, look, like you're a brother from America,
Yeah,
so you're already like a hot commodity.
right,
You're
exactly.
already like you're already a sought after individual, right? And so you're already placed in like a special category. I mean,
Mhm.
I think like brothers need to understand that the same way that we desire those women from that part of the world,
Yep.
they it's on the other side too. It's on the flip side.
Yeah.
You know, like they want us as well. So it's a win-win.
Okay. Okay. Because it's strange to me because I think to myself, I hear stories of, for example, you have a lot of like white guys that'll go out to like Asia, for example, and they get like all this attention. They get like this certain like celebrity type treatment. Then I hear stories
Mm.
like from you and IP talking about your journeys in these kinds of countries, and I'm just like, it's so foreign for me to think that that's actually possible because I'm so used to being in America where you're just kind of normal. No one really, you know what I mean? You're not really that
You're
hot here.
invisible. Yeah, you're
Right.
Yeah,
invisible.
exactly. So like out there, it seems like you have such a high level of visibility that I'm just not used to. So it's nice to hear that confirmation.
Yeah, man. It's that's why you have to go, man. You have to like experience it, and you understand that the world is America is not the end all, the be all. And
So
then when you travel, the more you travel, at least for me, when I travel, like, and then when I come back to America,
mhm.
it's like all of the flaws of America just pop out even more. Like
Yeah, yeah.
everything becomes even more amplified for me when I get back here. So
So
yeah.
looking at the Baltic and the Slavic countries, this is my last question here.
Mhm.
Which ones would you say you got the most attention from your own personal experience?
Uh, Estonia one, Latvia second, and then Lithuania third.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, but Lithuania. I mean, I was in Lithuania too, and I had a little experience there. But we could talk about that in another stream, possibly.
Yeah, let's have a stream about. I didn't know. You didn't tell me you went
Yeah,
there, bro.
yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
Thank you.
Jumby, why you hiding that from us, brother, man?
yeah, yeah. I actually want to. IP, I'm glad you brought that up too, Jumbe. We gotta. I've heard a little bit about Lithuania, but
Oh
I heard
man.
because I know the brothers that play some of the brothers that play basketball when they go out there, they sweep up nice. I've heard that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah. It was a couple little things in Lithuania. Yeah, for sure.
That's
Okay,
all
any
I
more
wanted to ask
questions?
about.
Okay, great questions, by the way, Sai Saichi. Happy to hear that you're progressing in life. Your passport's coming through the post, and you're connected with a Croatian chick that will fly you out. So happy to hear that, brother. And let me say this as well, brothers. Don't feel ashamed being desired. You know, I want to be desired. I'll keep it real. I want to go in every country on earth, and I want women chasing after me. So don't feel bad where you land in Europe, you land in Asia, and you get all this attention. Embrace the attention. Use it to your advantage. Don't feel bad
Embrace
about it.
it. Yes,
These
IP.
these white guys, they love it. I
Yes.
if you overhear the conversations amongst some white people, some white guys, oh, Asian women love us, man, blah blah
Hmm.
blah, in Korea, blah blah blah. I want to hear brothers talking about that as well in real life. In Japan, they love us out there. In Estonia, they love us out there. Don't feel bad for the attention, brothers. Okay, so appreciate you, Sai Chi. Let me bring in the legend, Mr. Sean Davis. You there, Sean? Give me a thumbs up if I should bring you in with the camera on. Okay, let me bring in the king of Vancouver, the Vancouver king, Mr. Sean Davis.
Yeah, that's the guy. That's Uncle Sean. Uncle Sean, that's the guy. You on
What's
mute,
up,
Uncle.
Sean Davis? We can't hear you, brother. We can't hear you, Sean. It must be a connection issue, brother. All right. Okay. Yeah. Drop out, drop back in. Thank you, Sean. Wonderful. Shout out to Mr. Terrell Boxley for the $499 super chat. Quick. Okay. Do you fly directly into the country, or how do you suggest? My airport is Minneapolis. I'm curious about how you get over there. Break it down for us, Jinbei Travels.
Oh yeah, I mean, most likely you're gonna have at least one connecting flight somewhere in Europe. So I mean, he's in Minneapolis. I mean, if they have an international passport, he's probably going to connect somewhere in the middle. It maybe Copenhagen, Denmark, and maybe Zurich, Switzerland. Somewhere like that, and then you'll have another, and then you'll have your connecting to Thailand. I mean, I live in Los Angeles, California, so typically when I go to Eastern European countries, I always have one connection. It'll be Los Angeles to Oslo, Norway, and then Norway to Estonia, or Norway to Prague, or something like that. So yeah, wherever, if you have an international passport in the city that international airport in the city that you're in, you're going to have at least one connecting flight, maybe two, but it's usually just one.
Okay, thanks for answering that, Jinbei. Much appreciated, brother. Let me bring in Sean Davis again. How you doing, Sean?
How's it going? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother. Loud and clear. Welcome back, Sean Davis. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, my brother. I'm doing good. J Bones, Thomas Dennehan, and Jinbei Travels, man. Guys on the panel, man. It's good hearing and seeing from you. Really
Good to
good.
hear you, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I got a question to ask you, man, about talent. I got two questions to ask you. How is the jazz scene there? I noticed in those countries they're big on jazz. Did you see a lot of jazz venues there?
Oh yeah. Europe, especially Eastern Europe, they have like a big appreciation for jazz in those countries. So you can always find like a jazz club there, and you'll see like all walks of life at a jazz venue. Like it'll be people in their early 20s all the way to like 60s, 70s. That are they're appreciating this type of music. So like in Poland especially. Like Poland has a big jazz festival in Warsaw called Jazz Jamboree, and it's every year, and it's at the Palace of the Arts, and that it's huge. It has been like that for years. Like all the big time cats who play there. So yeah, in Europe, like they have an appreciation for just art in general, and jazz is always like a nice thing to enjoy when you're over there, for sure.
Right on, right on. And the second question, man, talent. I heard that the old town talent there's a lot of buildings there from medieval times, maybe 13th, 14th, 15th century.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Very well preserved. But when you walk through the old town, because there's this one section of the old town of Thailand where it's so cool, man. Like you just feel like you're in like a movie or something. Like you walk up these like cobblestone steps, and you're kind of walking up a hill, and you get to the top of the old town, and you feel like you're in some kind of medieval thing. You could like feel the history of it, but it's so pretty and it's so well preserved, and especially in the fall where you look out over the city and you see all the colors and everything. It's Thailand is like I think I mentioned before, like it's actually I would put it up as like the most like peaceful feeling European city I've been to. Like it's so peaceful. Like it was so very clean, and just like there was like a feeling of peace that I had there that I've never had anywhere else. So I really want to go back. Like I was going to go back last year, but COVID messed up everything. So with 2020 messed everything up with traveling. But yeah, I have to get back to Thailand in 2022 for sure.
Right on, man. Yeah, Estonia been on my list. I think talent Estonia is on one of my top lists. One of the kind of brothers you carry yourself. Because I'm like you. I'm the old school. Y'all call it cold approach. Conversation rule the nation. I
Yes.
believe in that. I mean, the new cats, y'all can do the Tinder thing. For me, I don't know. I haven't really I got on a little bit, and I didn't get nothing. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna sit up here and try to make myself try to catch some attention this way. I know how to do it. I just do it the old school way, and then
Cold approach is so much better, man. It's yeah, like you said, conversation. It's funny because like I think about like, okay, prior to Tinder and all this other stuff, like how on earth did people meet each other? They talk to each other. It's like, how did our grandfathers meet our grandmothers? You know what I'm saying? So it's like just the art of just having a conversation with a woman, get to know her. She's starting to warm up to you. One thing leads to another. That's exciting. Like that's natural. So that's what I'm more into. I mean, the Tinder stuff, I'll use that as a backup just for fun,
Right.
but I don't really put a whole lot of stock into that because I just rather meet a person in real life.
Right. That's right. And that's me too. I'm the same way, man. I'm like, just like you said, conversation, and then it leads from there. And then women in general, especially in that region, they like a man that's confident.
Yeah.
Women in general like you walk up to them, she drop dead gorgeous, but still, she admires the
Yeah.
fact that you
I
got
mean,
confidence.
the woman that I met, the one that I met that invited me to the wine tasting, when she later that week when she came by my apartment and I cooked dinner, we were watching like a movie on Netflix and we were just chilling, like laid up, on the sofa together. She asked me, she said she was surprised. She said, "How did you have the confidence to approach me?" Like she was actually intrigued that I approached her because she's like this slim, tall, beautiful blonde woman, like really tall, elegant. But I guess she has a problem with men wanting to approach her. And to me, it wasn't a big deal. I just said, I like what I saw and I said hello to you and complimented you on your jacket. And here we are, but she really appreciated that. So
Yeah,
I think when you approach a woman, like I said before, you automatically separate yourself from like a lot of guys.
yeah,
You're in your own category now because a lot of people aren't doing that these days.
yeah. That's facts, man. That's definitely facts. Yeah, that sounds like my kind of region. Um, I did some research and found out that out of the top five countries that have the more women, higher a ratio of women to men, four of those countries are in that region. I would say Estonia, um, what was it, Lithuania, Latvia,
Mm,
and there was a couple of it in that region that had more women than men in that region. The only one that was not in that region was Aruba. Aruba's down there by Venezuela. I think it's
okay.
controlled by the Dutch. They have a high ratio of women to men there. But that region where you traveling at, like you were saying, you go in the smaller towns and countryside, there are more women than men. I mean, Lithuania is another one where
Yeah.
lots of beautiful women. They just don't have men to marry, man. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. The Lithuania, yeah, we gotta do a stream on Lithuania. I almost forgot that I went there, but yeah, Lithuania was cool.
right on. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got, man. I'm gonna get off here, man. I got this special phone call. I'm gonna listen to the rest of you guys chat it up and stuff, man. But yeah, definitely, bro. It's good seeing brothers getting around and traveling. J Bones been there, man. J Bones, you've been everywhere, man. I'm like, man, where haven't you been? Antarctica? You probably been down there too, right? Uh, all right, fellas. I'm gonna check up on out of here. I'm gonna still listen to the stream, man. But yeah, IP, this is a good stream, man. I really like this. And
Thank you.
another thing, man, this dealing with these kind of countries, Pookies and Ray Rays ain't gonna be going to these kinds of countries, man. Uh,
Nah, nah,
yeah,
they,
dealing with elegant women because they don't understand that mindset. And like you were saying, you
yeah,
coming over there thirsty, they gonna see like you saying that, or what are you coming to this country for? Are you coming for sex or whatever? And if
right.
you do approach that way,
Yeah, you can't come across as thirsty and sleazy. Like the women aren't stupid.
right?
Like they know that there's been moments in time where like men are traveling to those places for like sex tourism, but you don't want that to be the focal point of like, oh, let me go out and try to like hook up with these women and you got your tongue hanging out, you just thirsty like that's not that's the wrong energy. You just got to
Yeah,
just be cool, be sophisticated, just chill, just be yourself, but like don't come across like that because that's not gonna work.
no, no,
Yeah.
facts. All right, IP man, guys, I really enjoyed the stream. I'm gonna be checking. I'm gonna be listening, but I got to take care of some business right quick. But I'll be listening, man. It's a good stream, and a couple of days, man, we'll be back at it again with the other stream on them stocks, man. That's gonna be a pretty good one. So, brothers, man, y'all be good. Take care of yourselves. Try to be the best version of yourselves out there. All you cats, Conrad, Grant, Mr. International, the rest of you cats, DT, Sean Camp, Sean M, and all the fellas that I forgot your names, man. Y'all peace, man. All right, I'm out.
All right. Take care, man.
All right,
All
brother.
right, take care, Sean.
Take care,
Thanks for that,
bro.
brother. All right. Shout out to Terrell Boxley for the $199 super chat. Question for you, Jumbe. Can you describe the average chick's bodies?
Oh, the average chick's body in Estonia, slim. A lot of tall women, but and then the average height women are either slim or normal proportion bodies. Yeah, like they're very fit. Like the women in that country are very fit. Kind of the opposite of women from Finland. And it's funny because Finland is close to Estonia, but Finland you have a lot more. You're going to have more curvier women in Finland. You're going to have more bigger butts and hips but there's a lot of overweight women in Finland, even though they're feminine and they're pretty in the face, but the body types in Estonia, you're going to find a lot of attractive, slender, attractive women there and tall women in Estonia.
Okay. Thanks for that, brother. This may be out of topic, brothers, but is anyone here a lawyer or knows the law to some extent? Can you please DM me on IG? Because there's some weirdo in this space that's just trying some crazy nonsense. So if anyone knows a lawyer, knows the law, please reach out to me on IG, because I'm about to get really angry here, and I don't want to start cussing people out on the stream, but I'm just sick of it. So whoever's a lawyer, knows a lawyer, or knows or knows law in general, please reach out to me on IG as soon as possible, because someone is just trying it. They're really trying to get on my damn last nerve. All right, and it may put the future of the channel in jeopardy, because I'm really angry. So please reach out to me on IG, Twitter, Facebook group. Let me know, because I'm just getting really angry here. All right, whoever is a lawyer, knows law, IG, Twitter, Facebook group, let me know as soon as possible, please. Thank you. I would greatly appreciate it. I just need to run through something with you brothers, okay? All right, let's see. Call in, brothers. If you have any questions here at all for the guest. If not, I'll go through everyone for one last closing statement, starting with J Bones. Go on, J Bones.
Okay. IP, I'm sorry to hear some nonsense is going on. I hope it's nothing serious. Hopefully
Yeah,
we can.
it's pretty serious, man. Like, I don't even know what this guy's playing at. And before I even go further, I need to just run through what I'm reading here in my email with someone that knows legal terminology very well. I'm like, what's this guy on about? I'm really angry right now. But no worries, J Bones, man. Carry on, brother.
I hope this has nothing to do with who I'm thinking of. Yeah, I'm not even whatever, man. But yeah, sorry to hear that, IP. Whatever we can do, I'm sure. If I were you, definitely put together the big boys in the on the channel, or you know, your usual suspects, soldiers here, and you can put us on some IG phone calls, and then we'll see what we can do about it, because it sounds like it's pretty serious.
Yeah, thanks for that, J Bones, man. Yeah, this guy's trying it. I'm reading the email here. I'm thinking, what's this guy on about? So before I even go further, I need to just run it through some brothers who understands it. Yeah, thanks for that, J Bones, man.
Okay, but Jumbe, man, it was really shout out to you, big bro. IP, keep up the great work. Saichi, man, I'm glad to hear you. You're living some potential dreams there. That's great news for us. Shout out to my big brother Thomas Dem. Jumbe, man, it was good seeing you again, big bro, man. Keep up the great work. IP, I love that you bringing this information, man. I feel weird for some of these brothers when they tell me that they never traveled before. You know, my Uncle Sean was saying, man, like, damn, where haven't you been? My catalog is not that strong. I was trying to tell Corey and Willie Beeman, I'm like, I haven't really been anywhere. I just got lucky. One of the things here is like being part of a military family on my mom's side, getting a chance to go to an Ivy League school. They pay you when you go to top schools. Notre Dame was paying us to travel. Like they would give us money to go to some of these countries, but the only thing is you could only be there for 3 or 2 days, and then traveling for free. And getting a chance to work at the United Nations, you learn a lot from different countries. So you meet a lot of interesting people, but my catalog is not even that strong. It's like 18, probably 17 countries, which is not that much. But you brothers get your passports, man. When you boys start, I don't get it. A lot of brothers complain about this, the BW stuff and all this, the chicks here in America this way, that. I'm like, brothers, y'all haven't seen anything, man. When you guys get outside, when you guys start dropping off into some of these, I tell you, man, I met a girl. I was telling this story before, Jumbe. I met a girl at the airport in Amsterdam. We didn't even leave the airport yet. Baggage claim, Jumbe, baggage claim. I met a girl at baggage claim. My whole trip was about a girl that I met. I met her. We exchanged numbers. Met her that night. She took me back to the spot. Did what gentlemen do. Cooked for me the next morning. You boys just don't know, man.
Yeah, that's what happens, man. Like that's what
It's a
happens
normal
when you.
thing,
It's
Jumbe.
normal. Like when you
Very normal.
your
Please
brothers, you
tell these
travel,
brothers.
like
Yeah.
stuff goes down. Like you just don't even realize it.
You don't even realize it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't. But man, IP. Yeah, I tell you boys all the time, man. I'm jealous, man. Those soldier days are over, but I feel you, brothers, man. IP, keep up the great work, man. Just keep it up, man. I love you, big bro.
All right, thanks for that, J Bones. Much appreciated for the kind words, brother. Thank you. Let me go to Saichi. Do you have any closing statements, brother?
Yeah. So what's the name of the guy that's in Estonia? I keep forgetting his name.
Junbei.
Jinbei. So you mentioned that out there, the girls out there are like really fit, right?
Yes.
I assume they have like I don't know if you're like a gym goer, you work out or whatnot. Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So like when you went into the gym, right? Would you say that there's a pretty good proportion of men to women? Like in America, I find that a lot of girls realize they can kind of get away with not taking care of themselves at all, just because a lot of men here have such low standards. But I met a Ukrainian girl at one of my old gyms that I used to work at, and she mentioned to me, she was like, no, like back home where I'm from, it's like the standard. It's just seen as normal for a girl to go to the gym. Whereas like here, it's seen as like extra. Would you agree? Is it like similar out in Estonia?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, and if it's not the gym, it's like outdoorsy stuff. Because Estonia, there's a lot of nature. There's a countryside. There's a lot of good places to run. There's beautiful parks and stuff in Tallinn and outside of Tallinn. So like the woman I met who invited me to the wine tasting, like she's tall and slim, but she runs 5 to 7 miles daily.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like she cycles with her friend like all the time. They do miles and miles. So it's like they're so active over there. They're very, very active. And then the gyms too. And then I was in Ukraine. The gyms in Ukraine the women are in the gyms heavy in Ukraine. And the gyms over there are super, super nice. Like really they have different tiers of membership with like spas and all kinds of stuff. And they're pretty expensive over there in Ukraine, the gyms, but that's where like the top tier women are at the gym.
Okay.
There.
So to confirm, in Estonia, because I already know for a fact that it wouldn't be a thing in Ukraine, but in Estonia, I would never have to worry about seeing any of that, like the body positivity, fat acceptance.
No,
Just do that, right?
No, not in Estonia.
Okay.
Not the way those women are built. I mean, and the tall ones, I think they got the Viking gene. They work out. They're athletic, and then average height ones too. Same thing. They have like there's kind of like some slim girls, but they still got curves on them, but they're athletic looking. But you don't see any overweight people in Estonia. Finland's another story, but Estonia, no.
Okay, that's all I want to ask.
Yeah.
Thank you, Saichi. Much appreciated, brother. Shout out to Albe for the $5 super chat. Appreciate what you're doing, expanding my mind. I am planning to go to Brazil in February. Yes, please. Hope have a great time, brother. Reach out to me on IG. Once you're done in Brazil, love to hear your experiences there, brother. Much appreciated for the super chat, Albie. Thank you, bro. Thomas Demihin, do you have any closing statements, brother?
Yeah, I do. Bro, Jimbe, thank you for the great intel, bro. You know,
No problem, man.
Estonia is now a new country on my to-do list. Big up to brother J Bones and brother Sice Archie as well, and all the kings who support this channel. Also, the most big up to you, IP. I'm very sorry for the situation you're in, bro, but I know this. God shall see you succeed and overcome any obstacle that's in your way, brother. God is on your side, bro. IP,
Thank you,
man.
Thomas.
IP, bro. Any obstacle, God is on your side. He shall see you succeed. Don't let any hater try and come against you, bro. I bet it's some of these unnamed, disgruntled, low-life trolls, brother. But brother, don't worry about it, fam. God shall see you succeed. Yeah, brother, thank you very much for this live stream and keep up the great work, bro.
Thank you, Thomas. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you for the kind words, man. Once again, if anyone's a lawyer or has some sort of legal background or can read legal terminology, please reach out to me directly on IG or the Facebook group or Twitter, because this is some pretty serious thing I'm going through right now based on my email by some sick, mentally ill weirdo. So please reach out to me on IG as soon as possible. I may stop streams in the future if I don't sort this out quickly, because I don't know what this guy's playing. Jimbe, do you have any closing statements, brother, before I end the stream?
I would just say, as usual, please get your passport if you do not have it already, and if you do have it, please use it. Don't be afraid to use it. If a lot of times when you tell people that you want to do something, you start telling them about your plans, you have people that will project their fears on you and will try to discourage you from doing certain things and question you about what you're doing. But you have nothing to fear. The world is yours, so take advantage of it.
Thank you very, very much, Jimbe. Thank you to all the guests, panel members. Thank you to everyone in the live stream chat for your contributions. Thank you to those who cashed out in super chatted the stream. Thank you to the guest himself, Jimbe Travels, for his time in dropping intel regarding Estonian women. Thank you to all the brothers who called in. It's much appreciated. So, brothers, cutting the stream early. I've got some very important things to sort out at the moment. I've got to deal with this real quickly and see what's happening here. So, brothers, I will see you hopefully in the stock market stream. If that's cancelled, please be aware that it was not my intention, but I've got some serious things to deal with based on the email I'm reading right now. So look after yourself, brothers. Take it easy, brothers. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see all you brothers on my next live stream. Look after yourself, brothers. Okay, thank you. All right, bye.